Chelsea Football Club, is this gonna happen to you again? Michael Olise has been offered a new contract at Crystal Palace, and I'm gonna tell him why he shouldn't take it. But at the same time, Chelsea are very confident that the deal's going to get done. That's all coming from Fabrizio Romano. The second story, Ian Maatsen, and here we go. Chelsea are about to secure nearly £40 million for Ian Maatsen. The fan base is crying. I'm going to explain to you why his move to Aston Villa is great for Maatsen, great for Villa, and great for Chelsea. Furthermore, we have got more stories. Centre-backs being linked with the club in Calori, I think I pronounced his name incorrectly, and a young 18-year-old Argentinian are being linked, and the sources are very credible that are talking about this deal. Simao from Spain, the Atletico Madrid 20-year-old striker, 42 million has been rejected. Yes, you heard it right. 42 great British pounds have been rejected, and this is going to be a jam-packed video. When I tell you, I've got 4 outstanding stories for every single one of you. So please, sit back, grab your popcorn. I'm going to close this video up as quick as possible because I know a lot of you ain't got half an hour to kill. You've got 15-20 minutes to sit down, watch this news, and keep it stepping with the rest of your day. So, number 1, hit the like button. We want 1,000 likes on this video. Number 2, subscribe because we're literally 300 away from 35,000, and it goes a long way. And now, let's get into the video. Straight out of the back, I need to get one thing clarified, right? Because I think people don't understand what's going on. So The Athletic have released an article talking about Blueco and their aspirations of how they're going to invest going forward. Blueco believe that to invest with Chelsea, you need to get talent at a young age. You need to get a talent when they're not at the very peak of their powers because you're spending crazy money. You can't go and consistently spend 200 million, 150 million, 100 million, 80 million on talent and pretend to be a sustainable football club. And I think this is spot on. If you look around Europe, the only club that's been going around and spending crazy money like that is Barcelona. And look at the mess that they're in. Barcelona, Antoine Griezmann, Coutinho, and so on and so on. You can literally go through the Neymar. They've been spending absolutely stupid amounts of money, and now they've got players like De Jong on 800k a week on their contract, and they can't move him. He doesn't want to leave. He's happy where he is. So when people tell me, oh, no good club operates the way Chelsea are trying to operate, that's not true, because all the Italian clubs have moved to this system. Bayern Munich have been doing it for years. The occasional Harry Kane, but for every Harry Kane, they're getting a player from Leipzig, a player from Dortmund, a player from Bayer Leverkusen. They're literally getting 20 to 30 million pound players and turning them into stars. The same with Real Madrid. Vinicius, Rodrigo, 30 to 40 million pound youngsters that they develop. Yes, they got a Kylian Mbappe, but he was on a free. Jude Bellingham is the anomaly in their system in recent years. They get players when their contracts are about to expire, and this is what Chelsea have been doing. They've been acquiring young talent, and in the future, their talent is going to work out. We've got a good squad. Get behind them. However, in regard to the news, and this is the important part, the Olise news is really heating up. And 3 clubs are allowed to talk to Michael Olise. We know this is confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. 3 clubs have expressed their right that they're going to pay the release clause, which is £60 million. And Palace said, you know what, we're going to be mature about this. Please talk to him. And the reality is, it's Newcastle, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich. However, Palace have decided now we're going to offer him a new lucrative deal. They're going to offer him a new deal and want a new release clause, which has been touted to be in and around £100 million. Furthermore, this is where it gets very interesting, because Fabrizio says the players' camp is very happy with the offer made by Chelsea. The players' camp is loving the fact that how obsessed Chelsea are with trying to secure him, and how Chelsea have a plan to have him with Mudryk and Palmer and Olise in a 3 and behind the striker. There's a very good structure around what Chelsea are trying to do in attracting this player across. And what is very interesting is that Fabrizio Romano said he doesn't see this dragging out. He thinks there's going to be an answer in the next few days, maybe in the next week. He doesn't see it dragging on to the late of July and August. And for me, this is the best thing that could happen. However, I want people to think about it this way, right? People are going to say, so why doesn't he just sign another year and then next year leave with his release clause? Because he's already done that last year. And more importantly, and this is the biggest one of all, at the moment, 60 million is a very good release clause. It's a release clause that they can be very proud of, because 60 million is actually attainable. 60 million is a release clause that can be paid. You don't want a gentleman's agreement like Caicedo had, and then Chelsea had to bid 120 20 million euros to get him out of Brighton. Because remember, in that January, he signed a new contract. And all of a sudden, he was almost stuck at Brighton because Brighton said, no, we're not selling you. Oh, Victor Osimhen. A lot of people were saying Victor Osimhen was smart to sign that contract because there's a gentleman's agreement. Well, the gentleman's agreement is 100 million euros. 100 million euros. And what would have happened if Victor stayed patient? Well, he would have been paid a little bit less money, but this summer he would have been getting the move to wherever he wanted. Because the reality was he would have had 12 months left on his contract. They would have had to sell him for a lot cheaper or risk losing him for free. And sadly, this is what I tell players. Do not sign these long-term contracts. Otherwise, you lose all the control. And that's the truth of the matter. Olise, don't sign that long-term contract. Move this summer. I think what's very interesting is that Chelsea are starting to get the domino roll because Ian Maatsen's bid has been accepted. Ian Maatsen yesterday gave us a nice little here we go from Fabrizio Romano, and the one and only David Ornstein broke the news. And what happened? So Ornstein broke the news that there's been a bid accepted from Chelsea from Aston Villa for Ian Maatsen. The bid was in and around £37 million, plus the £2.5 million that Chelsea got from Dortmund for him going on loan there. Chelsea couldn't agree a bid with Dortmund because Dortmund couldn't pay that money. And as you can see, £37 million means there was huge interest there from other clubs to take Maatsen and for his services. However, this is where it gets interesting because a lot of people are asking the question, and this is going to be a factor throughout the next 6 years that he's going to sign the contract there. Why are Chelsea letting him go if he's that good? Well, every deal, guys, has different variables. I like Ian Maatsen before we get started. I think he's a very tremendous player. I think he's got great attributes. However, I understand why managers don't like him. He's not very tall, can't defend the back stick in the air, and some people would say he could get bullied with cross. However, this is where it gets very interesting. I think some of his strengths really outweigh the negative in terms of being on the ball, driving the ball forward, good crossing, good ball striking, tucking into the midfield, very modern day forward, like fullback that can turn into a forward very comfortably. Hence why Pochettino played him number 10, right wing and left wing. However, this move just works out for all parties. Chelsea develop a youngster and sell him on. A lot of people saying this is our board doing that pure profit nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's genius. This is what big clubs do. Manchester City did it all last summer. You develop youngsters and you sell them on. Not every youngster is meant to make it. Guys, the academy is not there to supplement your team. The academy is not there to basically be a reason of, oh, let's have a team of 8 academy players. No, the top level doesn't work like that. What Chelsea's academy is there to do, and this is the reality, Chelsea's academy is there to develop these players so they have long illustrious careers in football. And that's why these players will keep joining Chelsea. Players leave Chelsea and go and have a top flight career somewhere, whether in France, in Spain, in Italy, in England, or they drop to the 2nd division of Championship and earn a great living. In this case, Maatsen now gets to play for Aston Villa in the Premier League, in the Champions League next season. He's got money for the rest of his life. Aston Villa get a brilliant player, and Chelsea get 40 million for developing a youngster and moving him on, and now that money can be reinvested into an Olise. Do you understand how good of a business model this is if done properly? My problem will be is when you start selling the players such as Reece James. If you get rid of a player like Levi Colwill, the ones that can contribute right now for your team and are actively the star boy, that's when my problem would come. The next story is regarding the centre halves, and the centre halves is an interesting one, and Fabrizio Romano straight away spoke about Calori when he was talking to Pai, and it was very interesting in what he said. He said Bologna are going to wait till after the Euros, and then they're going to go and test the water and see who wants him, because they'll be waiting for big offers to come in. Guys, this guy is not leaving Bologna, and if he is, he's staying in Italy. Italians don't tend to leave Italy. They love home, they love the weather, they love their food, and they love their own football clubs. They do not come to the Premier League, and they do not go to Spain on a regular basis. These men play for Milans, the Inters, the Juventuses, the Romas, the Napolis, and they're very happy doing so. Why wouldn't they be? They speak their own language, they live in their own comfort at home, their friends and family around them, and they're just in a league that they already know. It suits them. So the reality is, I don't see Calafriori, or however, sorry I pronounce his name, I'm really struggling to pronounce it, moving on. And more importantly, I think We need to not buy this guy, not because he's not good, because I think he looks very good and very tidy. However, I haven't seen much of him, so I'd be lying. And honestly, what scares me is, I call it the Amrabat. You know them ones where Amrabat looked absolutely amazing with Morocco at the World Cup. Then he joins Manchester United and you start seeing his negatives because people didn't watch Fiorentina. This kid looks absolutely amazing with Italy. But I didn't watch Bologna, so I really struggle. I can't judge him based on 90 minutes of football. But now, Chelsea have apparently put in a bid, according to Fabrizio Romano and other sources in Argentina, for a young Argentinian defender from Boca Juniors. This individual is 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken. He's been on the bench for Boca Juniors a few times. He's really developing slowly at a good rate. However, Chelsea want to bring him in either next summer in 2025 when the season starts, or bring him in now if the opportunity is there. This tells me one thing. Chelsea are trying to get into that market quickly and secure this asset because he's very highly rated. $25 million is his release clause. It's around about 19 million pounds. Chelsea have already put 15 million in, so they're most probably going to get this player. And I don't know much about him. I saw a couple of compilations. He looks very tidy on the ball, looks comfortable running with the ball, both-footed, good in the air, 6 foot, very dominant, imposing figure. But at the same time, what can I say about a player I haven't watched? I don't watch Boca Juniors. And the final story that we need to talk about today is regarding the striker that Chelsea are chasing. Samu is a striker from Spain. A lot of us don't know much about him. He played for Alaves last year, got 8 goals in 34 games. However, Chelsea are not giving up. You know, initially I thought maybe this deal is purely based on Chelsea trying to scare Aston Villa into caving on the Duran deal. But no, Chelsea genuinely want this player. So Atletico said he's not for sale. The player wants to stay, but Chelsea is showing intention to go and secure this player. Because Chelsea have not only put in 1 bid, they've had 3 bids rejected. £42 million was the latest bid. And that is a stupidly high amount of money for a kid that is 20 years old, played 34 league games. And I know people are going to say, Alex, you were just saying the other day, it doesn't matter how many the games is to quality. But what I'm going to ask you is his talent that good that none of us have seen him or heard of him? Because I never heard of him prior to this. Like, the £42 million is not Nicholas Jackson for 25 or 30 million pounds, or Noni Madueke for 30. This is a big fee. Like, this guy will have to come in and start. This isn't I'm going to sit behind Nicholas Jackson type of money. This is I'm going to put Jackson on the bench and I need to be the starter type of money. So this is getting very complicated. I really hope Chelsea stop. Like, genuinely, I hope Chelsea stop and don't try to secure this guy. I like John Duran. I actually think if we're going to go and get someone and John Duran's around about 20-25 million pounds, get him. If not, bro, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Nico, go with him as the number 9, Nkunku as the backup, and after that, you got David Washington. Give him a run out. Like, you spent the money. Let's see what this kid's made of. Like, because I think he's a very talented individual. I've seen enough in youth team games where you can see he's the level above. It's just a matter of starting to play him and letting him grow into this body and grow into the league and understanding the game. However, it is what it is. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.